I hope I never have to deal with that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, or, you know, does this person work? Do they sleep? Do they hit the snooze button? Like, are they grinding?
Yeah.
You know,
And what does their heart look like?
Yeah. Are they genuine? Are they gonna, you know? I really believe in being authentic and being true to who you are. I really strongly believe in individuality. Clearly with all three of my people, they're all very strong characters. Very, very strong characters. And just like and but when you're raising boys, these boys are going to be men, and are they going to handle themselves as men in the world? Yeah. And if there's no father there to put them in their place, to be that example, you better make sure that the person that you're interested in is good enough.
Example.
But how is that, if we got stuff that we haven't healed from our backstories, there's the stories again, rewind, and we're settling for being mistreated or not following our values or not whatever, and we're taking this man because, we love them. Nah, like that list matters.
So it's
like you gotta have both.
Yeah.
You can't just throw the list out.
I think my list too is like, over the last 2 years especially, has grown so much.
Good.
Because, right? Like, I expect so much more from somebody that I'm going to give myself to. And, knock on wood, but I think I found a pretty great person who... I think I found a pretty great person who checks off all those things on the list that's grown in the past 2 years. Plus, my heart's in it, right? So now it's the trust thing again, like putting my trust in somebody, because it's been broken, and it's been broken a lot over, especially with leaving my son's father, that he's also put a lot of insecurities in me.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, you got to remember who you are as a person, and who you were as a person was that open-hearted, like trustworthy person, right? And this person has, and that's what sucks, right? It's like little tiny paper cuts on our heart or on our you know,
in your story.
In our story, absolutely.
Yeah.
And but when people check off that list and they set your heart on fire at the same time, got to be true to your moment, because you know what, tomorrow's not guaranteed. And if that person is someone that you think that when you look at your son later on your judgment day, you're saying, you know what, I'm okay with you being like that.
And it's sometimes too, it's like, okay, things may not have worked out with us, but that was somebody who I want my son to look up to. Like, even if it doesn't last a lifetime, was that person a good influence in the time that they did spend?
Absolutely, yeah.
So, yeah. But how about, like, did you ever feel, like, I was finding that too, like, when I started dating, the whole, like, I have kids thing, how did you feel about that? Because I'm like, I struggle with this point where it was like, do I tell them I have a kid? And then it was like, no, I'll bring it up later in conversation. And then it turned to, I have a kid. That was like the first thing I would say, because I'm like, why am I wasting time? They need to know.
Absolutely. And because our number one thing is being a parent. That's what we chose. Like, we chose, okay, it's not about us anymore. They come first.
Yeah.
So anybody who comes into our life, why are we just going to get it out there? But at the same time, like, that's where I'm at right now. It's like, it's none of your damn business, because I don't need no father for my kids. So why should I have to tell you about something that's going to be nothing to do with you?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that's where I am compared to where you are, because where you are, you're going to need that person to be like, your everyday thing is you got a little dude.
And they have to, like, and that's what I find too, is they have to understand, like, hey, you want to come out tonight with me and my friends? I'm sorry, but I can't. Like, I have responsibilities that I have to have at home. You can come hang out with me in my home. Like, it looks different. Or you have to tell me a week in advance so I can get somebody to watch him, so I can come do that with you.
Absolutely.
Whereas now, because all your kids are grown up, they can take care of themselves. You can be like, yeah, let's go out, you know?
Oh,
And, except for when
So
you have priorities.
I know.
But
Remember, it's like that text message I just showed you,
Mhm.
you know, and I feel right now more than ever, I have this time,
Mhm.
but not really, because like now I'm on call because they're out there and we're giving them that little bit of trust to be like, okay, you're big enough to go out and, you know, but can you follow the rules, or do you get yourself in a situation that you're going to need me? You gotta kind of be like,
yeah.
because
You're like, yeah, I
yeah,
guess
so I'm
still
on the
call,
I'm on the
right?
I'm on the call,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So so right now I feel that it's even more busier than ever because I'm worried every time they go out. Okay, are they gonna call?
Yeah,
Do
so
I need
reg-
to be around?
Regardless of where you're at as a parent, you always have like that's number one, right?
Yeah.
So whoever, regardless of you having to be like, oh yeah, I have kids, you kind of still have to do it because they have to understand
Yeah.
like
It's
this
alright,
comes
think first.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I know that there's been so many times that I've met people and they're like, hey, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I got kids, and then it's like you could see it in their eyes. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh, that's cool.
And you know what though? I feel like that says a lot too. Like that tells you kind of where they're at in life or what their priorities are
Yeah.
or who
And,
they,
like, you
what
know
they
what?
can handle.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like you could be a really cool person. I think everyone crosses your path for a reason. Whether they just leave footprints on your heart and keep going on their adventure, they stick around a little bit longer, or I learn lessons every time I meet somebody. I'm constantly pulling up lessons, and I just, when someone does something like that, you're just like, this is so good that you said that right away. 'Cause
Don't
like,
waste my time.
Don't, you know what I mean?
And that's where I got to with like the whole like doing the online dating and stuff. People were like, oh, you're so beautiful, blah blah blah. Like have all these lines, and I'd be like, I have a kid. Like literally, like there was no like build up. But at first it'd be like I'd be talking to them for a week before I'm like, oh, I can't. I have my son. So it was like I went from like almost trying to hide it to being like, why am I even hiding this? Because this is like the hugest thing in my life. And if they can't hang, then they can't hang. Like,
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
yeah.
It's so funny. A lot of people too will sit there and say that they're okay with it, and then as time goes on, they see the same for me, and that's cool too, because your wants change and needs change, and unfortunately, the only thing that sucks when it comes to dating and being a parent is that you bring that person around your kids, and then all of a sudden they're mature enough to figure out that it isn't what they want. You're dealing with the backlash with your kids,
Yeah.
right? And it's hard, but I think when we have that frame of mind, you have to imagine what it is that you're looking for, desire what it is, have your list, and what you desire you're going to create. The more and more I practice this, the more and more I believe it to be